Good evening.
Welcome to WN News at 5. I'm Jesse Hicks.
And I'm Abigail Gillette. And later tonight, I will be discussing South Korea, a ferry capsized with hundreds underwater.
In local news, I will be discussing sex offenders in both the county fair and the fire department. And later, Hanavia will talk about the weather.
After that, she'll be discussing sports and a special interview with Patrick Kane.
Surprising take on business, Amazon offers its workers $5,000 to quit. The program is called Pay to Quit, and it happens once a year when Amazon offers to pay its associates to resign. The first year the offer is made, it starts out at $2,000 a year to quit. If they say no, the offer increases $1,000 a year until it reaches $5,000. The goal, Amazon says, is to ensure that it retains only people who truly want to be there. In the long run, they say, an employer staying somewhere they don't want to be isn't healthy for the employer or company.
Gosh, that's a great deal. I don't know who wouldn't take that deal. I know I would.
In a nerve-wracking study, researchers wonder, are Americans relying on a benefit that won't pay the bills? For most Americans, Social Security is or will be their primary source of retirement income. Millions of Americans don't even have access to a different retirement plan or a 401k. Many barely even earn enough to cover current needs, let alone save for retirement. Social Security's administration says that the average monthly benefit is $1,294. Times that by 12 and you get $15,500 a year to live off of. That may be good for a lower income household. Not me, of course, but those who aren't at lower income households may have a rude awakening if they just want to live off Social Security. Just because you have an income for life doesn't mean it's adequate. Across the Atlantic, a Paris lab loses 2,300 vials of a deadly virus. The Institut Pasteur in Paris, known for groundbreaking research, Nobel Prizes, and its discovery of HIV, now is in the news for something a little different. The prestigious institute announced it lost 12,349 test tubes of the deadly SARS virus, killing 774 people and infecting 8,000 a decade ago. According to CDC, it's been missing since January. Pasteur says, though, that no infectious potential is in the test tubes. Little comfort, I'm sure.
A passenger ferry carrying hundreds of people was left almost completely submerged after it capsized off the coast of South Korea last Wednesday. Passenger Kim Song-mak said the ferry operator made an announcement asking that passengers wait and not move from their places, and that he did not hear any announcement telling passengers to escape. Prospects for survival were slim for 300 missing passengers who were missing for more than 12 hours after the ferry sank into cold waters. 160 survivors rescued before it was fully capsized. Many who are still missing are senior high school students who were departing on a field trip. The only hopes for survival would be if the passengers were trapped in an airlock that was inside the ship. Dense fog caused delays to shipping at the ferry's departure point near the capital Seoul. Conditions in the area were calm, with winds at less than 12 miles per hour. The biggest risk for the people who didn't make it was hypothermia. After the commercial break, hear how divers search for the sunken ship.
Help!
I've fallen!
I can't get up!
Hello, this is Life Alert's operating line. How may I help you? If you are fallen and weren't able to get up, then Life Alert is for you. There are Life Alert operators on call for your convenience 24/7. Having Life Alert is like having emergency services right in your own home.
When I fell down the stairs, it took somebody 2 days to find me. But That's when I decided I should call Life Alert. All senior citizens should have Life Alert.
Welcome back. Earlier, we had been talking about a sunken passenger ferry that had capsized off the coast of South Korea's capital, Seoul. Divers were battling strong currents around a sunken ferry in the hunt for survivals at night. Almost 300 passengers were still missing at 6 a.m. 9 hours after the seawall capsized, Lee Jong-ug, a vice minister for South Korea's Public Administration and Security Ministry, told reporters at a news conference it was still too early to say what caused the ferry to capsize. He says he wouldn't want to make any prejudgments. We will keep you updated with WON News at 10. Now to Hanavia with the weather.
Thank you, Abby, for that very interesting story. Now for your local weather. Today and tomorrow, it continues to rain and stay in the mid-60s. On the weekend, we start to see a little bit more sun, but the rain still continues and it's going to drop down to the high 50s. For the next week, it's going to be a bunch of rain and in the high 60s. We're getting a lot of rain this month, so get your umbrellas and your rain boots out. Over in Iowa, they've been getting a lot more rain than we have, so I'm going to go on site with Danielle. So thank you for watching the week weather with Hanavia.
Thank you, Hannah. Today, I'm here in Iowa where it has since cleared up since yesterday. The river has overflowed. Where you see here, this used to be the river walk, now covered in water. We'll keep you updated on the story at 10.
Losing your Fritos bag too easily? Try the boring potato chip decoy bag. Now no one will want to steal the deliciousness.
Welcome back to WN News. 3 Whiteside County officials are heading to Springfield to testify a bill preventing registered sex offenders from attending county fairs. Whiteside County Sheriff Kelly Wilhelmy describes the bill as a brainchild of one of his deputies, Seth Jansen. Jansen is the juvenile relations officer from the department. State's Attorney Trish Joyce says that registered sex offenders should not knowingly operate, manage, be associated with, or be employed by the county fair when people under 18 are present. The legislature decided to rewrite the law to prohibit a convicted child sex offender from knowingly being present at the county fair or within 500 feet of the county fair. In other news, a Sterling firefighter was being held on a $300,000 bond after being arrested on a charge of sexually assault involving a victim under the age of 18. Philip Johansson, age 36, was in the Whiteside County Jail on a felony charge with aggravated sexual assault. According to a news release from the city of Sterling, a school resource police officer became aware of the allegation of sexual abuse from a student on April 8th. After a preliminary investigation determined that the subject was a Sterling firefighter, the Illinois State Police were called into investigation. The investigation is still underway. On the other side of the bridge in Rock Falls, the City Council approved a new 3-year contract with their firefighters after an executive decision. The deal had already been ratified by the union. Firefighters received a 2% raise for each of the 3 years on the contract. The contract runs from May 1st, 2014 through April 30th, 2017. Now Hanavia with sports.
In basketball news, the playoffs are in full swing. The Knicks fired their coach, Mike Woodson. Woodson was fired after the team fell from division champs to out of the playoffs in one season. That's not something a team wants when the playoffs start. Off the court and onto the ice, the Chicago Blackhawks fans have a surprising twist of events after the Blackhawks lost their first playoff game. They were predicted to win this game because of a 47-plus goal average against the Blues. After the game, I had an exclusive interview with Blackhawk himself, Patrick Kane. Let's take a look. Chicago Blackhawks have a devastating loss tonight against the St. Louis Blues after being predicted to win this very first playoff game. They lost in a triple overtime. Tonight, I'm here with Patrick Kane, a Chicago Blackhawk, on how he felt about the loss. So, Mr. Kane, how'd you feel about the loss tonight?
I think the big thing for us is to realize it's only one game. One loss doesn't mean anything either. So we have plenty more games and we can just win those.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. This is Hanavia with WN Sports. Now back to the station with Abigail and Jesse.
Jesse Hicks
And Abigail Gillette.
with WN News at 5, signing off.